Welcome to World Fact Finder. In this episode, we will discuss 100 mind-blowing, random, and interesting facts about literally everything too weird to be true. Part 16. Let's get started. Number 1. In 1966, the U.S. Army released a bacterial agent into the New York City subway system to test how vulnerable passengers are to biological agents. Number 2. The 1889 World's Fair in Paris, famous for the construction and unveiling of the Eiffel Tower, had a Negro zoo with 400 black people in cages as one of the attractions. Number 3. Some Orthodox Jews in New York use caffeine suppositories for fasting because it's not eating. Number 4. Christian Bale cites the mannerisms of Tom Cruise as his inspiration for Patrick Bateman in American Psycho. Cruise's intense friendliness with nothing behind the eyes became the inspiration for how Bale would portray the psychopathic murderer. Number 5. In the Middle Ages, rhyming nicknames were becoming common, and that is the reason why Bill is short for William Will, and Dick is short for Richard Rick. Number 6. Nazis formed a plan in 1939 to counterfeit the British pound to cause hyperinflation. Using a German concentration camp, they manufactured 132 million GBP, which is the equivalent of 6 to 7 billion modern-day pounds. They partially succeeded. Number 7. Dolphins give each other names and will answer to it even when called by dolphins they don't know. Number 8. Carrie Fisher wore no underwear in Star Wars because George Lucas convinced her there is no underwear in outer space. Number 9. Around 300 AD, during the Qin dynasty in China, government officials would use fingerprint analysis at a crime scene to help identify potential perpetrators, as they knew that no two people have identical fingerprints. Number 10. The NES light gun worked by detecting flashes of light on your television screen. When the trigger was pulled, the TV flashed all black for a single frame, then all black with the target white for one frame. It only works with CRTs. Number 11. North Star, or the Polaris, is actually a set of 3 stars orbiting each other. Number 12. The programming language Python is named after Monty Python. Number 13. In 2012, the Smithsonian officially recognized video games as an art form and had an exhibit to comprehensively examine the evolution of video games as an artistic medium. Number 14. Many regions in the U.S., most recently being the state of Hawaii, have tried solving their homeless problem by providing one-way plane tickets out of the area. Number 15. Dollar is an anglicized version of the Dutch daler, which was in heavy use in the Caribbean and New Amsterdam, New York, from 1600 to 1800. The daler is short for the German Joachimsthaler, a currency that was produced in the 1300s in Joachimsthal, Bohemia. Number 16. Nintendo sent shipments of the SNES at night to avoid theft by the Yakuza. Number 17. There was a bear who was adopted by Polish soldiers during World War II. It carried ammunition, wrestled with soldiers, and drank beer. Number 18. Before the 20th century, the death of the Pope used to be confirmed by striking him in the head with a silver hammer. Number 19. The sister city of boring. Oregon is dull, Scotland. Number 20. The reason movie crews use a clapperboard, the blackboard they clack at the begging of a movie scene, is to help sync the audio and video together later. Number 21. About 795 square miles of land, Bir Tawil, between Egypt and Sudan, remains unclaimed by either nation. This is the only piece of unclaimed land outside of Antarctica. Number 22. The demilitarized zone between the border of North and South Korea with practically no human inhabitants, has become a refuge for multiple endangered animal species. Number 23. Cows never existed in the wild and were domesticated from wild ox some 10,500 years ago. Number 24. There is a road in Lancaster, California that has hundreds of grooves carved in it, so that when you drive over them, they play the William Tell Overture. Number 25. 70% of lotto winners spend all their winnings within 5 years, and it doesn't matter whether they won $1 million or $100 million. Number 26. When Robert Taylor, inventor of soap-in-a-pump bottle, Soft Soap, he knew larger competitors like Colgate would try to copy his product. In order to ensure that they couldn't copy him, he bought every small bottle hand pump, 100 million bottles, in the US. This resulted in a year of the market to himself. Number 27. Russians have a word zapoy to describe several days of continuous drunkenness during which one withdraws from society. Number 28. J.R.R. Tolkien created the words dwarvish and dwarves, countering the spelling at the time of the book's publication, which was dwarfish and dwarves, and many dictionaries now consider this the proper way to spell the words. Number 29. Until 1974, banks could, and usually would, refuse to issue a credit card to a woman unless she was married and her husband co-signed for the card. A divorced woman was considered too much of a risk because she couldn't keep a marriage under control. Number 30. The artificial sweetener sucralose, Splenda, was discovered when a researcher misheard a command to test this chemical as taste this chemical. Number 31. After winning an Oscar, Daniel Day-Lewis retired to become a cobbler in Italy, only returning to acting after Martin Scorsese convinced him to star in Gangs of New York. Number 32. Theaters used to have cry rooms, which were soundproof rooms at the back of theaters so mothers wouldn't disturb others with their children. Number 33. Louis C.K. S initials C and K aren't actually his initials. His real last name is Zekeli, but it is really pronounced C.K., so he changed his name to Louis C.K. to make it easier for people to say. Number 34. 14 years after publication, Dr. Seuss removed a reference to pollution in Lake Erie from the Lorax. Researchers informed him that the environmental efforts to restore the lake had been successful. The line was changed in subsequent editions. Number 35. After the closure of North American airspace on September 11, 2001, a small Canadian town had its population nearly doubled when 7,000 passengers were forced to land. The small community provided food, clothing, and prescriptions free of charge to all of the stranded passengers. Number 36. The average infantryman in the South Pacific during World War II saw about 8 days of combat in a year. The average infantryman in Vietnam saw about 240 days of combat in 1 year. Number 37. In 1922, Americans were consuming 1 million Eskimo pies a day that resulted in the rise of the cost of cocoa beans by 50%. This single-handedly lifted Ecuador's economy out of a depression. Number 38. While serving in the Army, Clint Eastwood survived a plane crash in the Pacific Ocean by swimming 3 miles to shore. The crash kept him from being deployed to Korea. Number 39. Japanese honeybees can bake and thus kill hive-invading wasps by having multiple bees form a ball around the invader and vibrating their wings to create heat. Number 40. In 1575, a German mass murderer nicknamed Pushpater is reported to have kept his wits after being impaled. The stake hit his spine and he berated the executioner. Pushpater commanded the executioner to draw the stake out of him, and gave instructions for how to make the impalement properly. Number 41. La Rinconada. Peru is the world's highest elevated city at 16,732 feet above sea level, and its economy is based around a gold mine. The mine operates on a unique system where employees work for 30 days without payment, and on the 31st day, they are allowed to take as much ore as they can carry. Number 42. In 2002, a soccer team scored 149 own goals in one match, protesting a controversial referee decision in a previous game. Number 43. The United States Gold Reserve Act of 1934 outlawed most private possessions of gold, forcing U.S. citizens to sell it to the Treasury. Americans were not able to freely own and trade gold again until 1975. Number 44. Brazil participated in World War II, the only independent South American country to do so. The 25,000-troop Brazilian Expeditionary Force worked alongside the Allies and managed to take 20,573 Axis prisoners, consisting of 2 generals, 892 officers, and 19,679 other ranks. Number 45. When Michael Jackson died, Google mistook millions of searches for a DDoS attack and blocked related searches for 30 minutes. Number 46. Oskar Schindler, who is credited with saving the lives of 1,200 Jews during the Holocaust, became virtually destitute after World War II. He became bankrupt after trying to raise chickens in Argentina. For the rest of his life, he survived off gifts and donations from the Jews he had saved during the war. Number 47. In 2010, a man who was lost in the woods of northern Saskatchewan chopped down some power lines so that workers from Crown Utility would have to come and rescue him. Number 48. The T-shirt was invented in 1904, and it was primarily marketed towards bachelors as bachelor undershirt. It was stretchy enough to be pulled over the head. No safety pins, no buttons, no needle, no thread. Number 49. At the age of 15, Jim Carrey quit school and became a janitor to support his family after his father lost his job. They were living out of a van. He also used to carry a baseball bat in his janitor cart because I was so angry I just wanted to beat the heck out of something. Number 50. New York City's Flatiron Building used to cause enough downdrafts to lift the skirts of women passing by, giving a daring view of their ankles and legs. The phenomenon was notorious and resulted in groups of young men regularly gathering on 23rd Street to watch. Number 51. If you microwave a sliced grape, it can explode in a fireball of superheated plasma. Number 52. As recently as 2009, China had elementary schools wholly sponsored by Big Tobacco. One school in Sichuan had a message on their front gate that said, "Tobacco can help you become an achiever." Number 53. The longest prison sentence ever requested was 384,912 years of jail against a 22-year-old postman in Spain, who was accused of failing to deliver 42,768 letters. This sentence was requested by the prosecutor, while actually he was sentenced only to 14 years and 2 months of imprisonment. Number 54. The feat for the fastest red card in football history was achieved by Lee Todd of Cross Farm Park Celtic in mere 2 seconds into the match. Lee Todd was sent off for foul language after he exclaimed, "Fuck me, that was loud," after the starting whistle. Number 55. There is a population of radioactive wild boars in Germany, contaminated by radioactivity, left over from the Chernobyl nuclear meltdown over 2 decades ago, and their number is rising. Number 56. a college student wrote against seatbelt laws, saying they are intrusions on individual liberties, and that he won't wear one. He died in a car crash, and his 2 passengers survived because they were wearing seatbelts. Number 57. Redundant phrases such as ATM machine and PIN number are examples of RACE syndrome, redundant acronym syndrome. Number 58. In the many states in the USA, you can be charged with a DUI even if the car is parked and you're sleeping in it. Number 59. In 1994, a FedEx jet, McDonnell Douglas DC-10, suffered a hijacking attempt by a disgruntled employee who was armed with multiple melee weapons. The flight crew, in spite of receiving multiple hammer blows, performed extreme aerial maneuvers with the massive aircraft, at times flying upside down, with the intent of keeping the hijacker off balance. The flight crew eventually succeeded in restraining the hijacker. Number 60. There is a lake in the country of Palau, Pacific Islands, where jellyfishes have evolved without stingers. This happened after the lake's connection to the sea closed, leaving them isolated from their natural predators. These golden jellyfish are totally harmless to humans, and you can swim with them. Number 61. Rice thrown at weddings poses absolutely no danger to birds. It is just a myth that the rice grains suck up water from the birds' moist innards and cause them to violently burst. Number 62. In 2012, mathematician Vi Hart sent an open letter to Nickelodeon proving SpongeBob's pineapple was geometrically impossible. Pineapple designer Kenny Pittenger then responded on his blog by posting a new, mathematically correct design. This new design is currently being used on the show. Number 63. 1 out of every 4 million lobsters is born with a rare genetic defect that turns the lobster blue. These prized critters rarely survive to adulthood, as a bright blue crustacean crawling around the ocean floor is simply easier for predators to spot. Number 64. Los Angeles once had the largest electric rail system in the world, until automobile, tire, and oil companies bought and dismantled it, along with mass transit systems in 44 other U.S. cities. The mass transit systems were replaced with freeways and buses, thereby increasing the sales of cars, tires, and oil. Number 65. The first ever proposal to tunnel under the English Channel was put forward by a Frenchman in 1802. It would have had illumination from oil lamps, horse-drawn coaches, and an artificial island mid-channel for changing horses. Number 66. One of the most feared and hated pirates of the Caribbean, Blackbeard was only inactive as a pirate for 2 years. Number 67. When preparing for his role in The Last of the Mohicans, 1992, actor Daniel Day-Lewis taught himself how to live as a survivalist and refused to eat anything that he hadn't killed himself. Number 68. In 1770, the British Parliament passed a law condemning lipstick, stating that women found guilty of seducing men into matrimony by a cosmetic means could be tried for witchcraft. Number 69. The character Kenny on South Park is based on a real childhood friend of Trey Parker, who was named Kenny, was the poorest kid in town, wore a large parka that muffled his voice, and would frequently skip school, inspiring the running joke that he died by classmates. Number 70. In 2010, a law student filed a lawsuit against an attorney that made a public offer on Dateline to give $1 million to anyone who could cover the distance between Jackson Airport and a hotel, where 4 people were murdered in less than 30 minutes. The student did it in 19 minutes, but the attorney refused to pay up. Number 71. Even though the Hindenburg was inflated with 7 million cubic feet of highly flammable hydrogen gas, it had a smoking room. Number 72. Scientists didn't know how strong the blast of the first prototype of the atomic bomb would have been before detonating it in the New Mexico desert. They even had prepared press releases for any kind of event, from loud noise to among the dead were. Number 73. When the Latvian hockey team plays at home and wins a game, fans pay a visit to the embassy of the opposing team's home country and lay flowers at its gate. Number 74. In 1913, it was legal to mail children. With stamps attached to their clothing, children rode trains to their destinations, accompanied by letter carriers. A newspaper reported it cost 53 cents for parents to mail their daughter to her grandparents for a family visit. Number 75. A 19th century surgeon once tried to amputate a patient's leg in under 150 seconds. In his haste, he also amputated his assistant's fingers and slashed through the coat of a spectator. Both the patient and the assistant died of gangrene, and the spectator dropped dead of fright. It is the only instance in recorded history of an operation with 300% mortality rate. Number 76. After the extinction of the dinosaurs, there was a turtle that was the size of a car and could eat crocodiles. Number 77. To be a London black cab driver, one is expected to know over 25,000 roads and 50,000 points of interest, and pass a test called the Knowledge. To pass the exam, applicants usually need 12 appearances and 34 months of preparation. Number 78. Freddie Mercury got a degree in art and graphic design, and eventually used his skill to design the Queen logo, aka Queen Crest. Number 79. When Benjamin Franklin was a kid, he used a kite to drag himself across ponds. He said it gave him the greatest pleasure imaginable. Number 80. Murphy's Law is an intentional misspelling of Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law states that anything written to criticize the spelling or proofreading of others will ironically contain editing mistakes as well. Number 81. Cats cannot taste anything sweet. Instead, they can taste ATP, the biomolecule that supplies energy within living cells. Number 82. Sylvester Stallone talks the way he does because of complications his mother suffered during labor. This forced her obstetricians to use 2 pairs of forceps during his birth, and misuse of these accidentally severed a nerve and caused paralysis in parts of his face. Number 83. All humans have a magnetic bone in their upper sinus, at the point thought of as the third eye. Number 84. Steven Spielberg purposely did not allow Matt Damon to attend the pre-production boot camp for actors in Saving Private Ryan, so the remaining cast would build up genuine resentment for his character. Number 85. In the 17th century, pirates operated democracies, before any traditional Western powers, and even had a system of checks and balances. Also, they had a form of disability insurance. Number 86. A Norwegian rock slide, 8,000 years ago, is believed to have created a tsunami so powerful that it turned Britain from a European peninsula into an island. Number 87. If you are Jewish and can trace your ancestry back to the Spanish Inquisition, 1492, you qualify today for Spanish citizenship. Number 88. Leonardo DiCaprio was named Leonardo because his pregnant mother was looking at a Leonardo da Vinci's painting in a museum in Italy when DiCaprio first kicked. Number 89. Thomas Edison taught his second wife Morse code so that they could communicate in secret by tapping into each other's hands when her family was around. Number 90. A sailor in the British Royal Navy may only grow a beard if they can achieve a respectable full enough beard after 2 weeks' growth. Number 91. In 2013, unknown perpetrators stole the gilded cookie hanging in front of the Balsen Company in Hanover, Germany. The thieves demanded the company to send 52,000 cookies to 52 charities, but only the ones with milk chocolate. Balsan agreed to the terms, and the cookie was retrieved. Number 92. In ancient Egypt, any books found in ships coming into port would be brought immediately to the Library of Alexandria and be copied. The original would be kept in the library, and the copy given back to the owner. Number 93. Usain Bolt ate nothing but chicken nuggets while he was in Beijing because that was the only thing he knew, and won 3 gold medals. Number 94. It is rarely necessary to wait 24 hours before filing a missing persons report. Law enforcement agencies in the U.S. stress the importance of a prompt investigation. The UK government website says explicitly, in large type, you don't have to wait 24 hours before contacting the police. Number 95. An Eagle Scout who joins the U.S. Army is automatically promoted to private first class. Number 96. A lawyer in Toronto fell to his death in 1993 after he threw himself against a window on the 24th floor of a building in an attempt to prove to a group of visitors that the glass was unbreakable, an act he had done twice before. The glass did not break, but popped out of the window frame, and he died. Number 97. Mark Wahlberg had committed 20 to 25 offenses by the age of 21. These included throwing rocks at a bus full of black school children and knocking a Vietnamese man unconscious and blinding another. He was also addicted to cocaine by age 13. Number 98. You can be denied immigration to Canada if you have a health condition that may cause excessive demands on health or social services. Number 99. During World War I, Romania decided to send its vast collection of treasure to Russia for safekeeping. In 1918, the new Soviet government cut all diplomatic ties and refused to return the treasure. Russia still holds the treasure valued at over $1.5 billion and has no intention of giving it back. Number 100. Of the 270 moon rocks the U.S. gifted to the world, 180 are currently unaccounted for. Thanks for watching. Like and comment if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and activate notifications so you don't miss the next interesting facts. See you in our next video.